Question: what about those who have never heard of Jesus Christ or even read the Bible? Will they be saved? Would they go to hell because they have never accepted Christ or even heard of Christ in their life? And if they were sent to hell, wouldn't this be an unfair thing? How do we answer a question like this? Let's start from the end. According to scriptural arguments, every person on this planet who truly seeks God will be given the message necessary to save him or her. Now, there are a lot of assumptions here. The first one is that every person on this planet who truly seeks God. What does that mean? In Scripture, what it really means is if you truly seek God with your heart and with a passion, you will find Him, because God makes sure that He reveals Himself to people who honestly wants to find Him. So conversely, what this means is if you do not honestly want to find Him, you will not find Him. To put it in practical ways, there are people out of their own volition, out of will, they just choose not to believe, regardless of what evidence has been revealed to them. For those in this category, even if God appeared to them in front of them, they would categorically say, "No, I will not believe," regardless. This is a matter of the will, not a matter of evidence. So for these category of people, regardless of what God reveals, they will not find God. Given this initial explanation, let's now go back and answer the question. And this answer is targeted at people who are truly looking to find God. You see, God reveals Himself in many different ways, and He's not limited in those ways. Finding God through the Bible is one way, and indeed a preferred way, I would say, but God is not limiting His messages just through the Bible. He has also revealed Himself to those who are willing to find Him in a general sense, a natural sense. Look at the awesomeness of the sky, the awesomeness of the creation, the awesomeness of nature, and the awesomeness of the conscience that we are born intuitively with. These are all the revelation that God is trying to use to tell us He is there, regardless of whether you have read the Bible or not. And God hasn't limited Himself only through the Bible. He has revealed Himself through dreams, through visions, and even an audible voice. Look at Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1. In short, He has promised that He will reveal the truth to anyone who seeks Him with his heart. Look at Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 13. I quote, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." Unquote. So if we went back to the original question in saying that, what if people who have never heard of Jesus Christ or read the Bible, will they not know God? Well, given what we've just said, they will know God through other means, not necessarily through the Bible. For instance, God has revealed Himself in general ways, in natural ways. In the Bible, Paul, in Romans 1 chapter 20, I quote, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, His eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse." Unquote. And in addition, in Romans chapter 2, verse 15, Paul further points out that, I quote, "the requirements of the law are written on their hearts. Therefore, no one is without an excuse for not knowing or understanding God. We must understand that God, the creator of the universe, it's not beyond his power to reach everyone in this world. God is holy and God is just. God will never condemn anyone without giving him or her the chance to hear the gospel or God's truth. Well, in the most simplistic way of thinking, before Jesus, there were thousands of years of prophets and patriarchs that never heard of Jesus Christ. And yet, God has revealed himself to them. And what's more important is this. Jesus made it clear that he is the only way to God. In John chapter 14, verse 6, and without him, no one can be saved. Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross as a payment for the penalty of all sin, and he offers salvation to anyone who is willing to trust in him. Again, no one can be sent to hell without first having the opportunity to reject the truth of God revealed to him or her. In other words, if we went back to that question, to answer that question, assuming you have never had a chance to be given the opportunity to know Jesus Christ through the Bible, there are other ways God will reach you. And when God reaches you, the issue here is not about the person not reading or not having heard of Jesus Christ. The issue is whether that person was willing to seek and willing to accept the truth that is revealed to him or her at his level. So what that means is a tribe that is in a Brazilian rainforest somewhere that's never seen the world and never heard of the gospel, never read the Bible, God will reveal his truth to them in a way that is relevant to them. It may not necessarily be the Bible. It may not necessarily be a missionary trip that goes and tell them about the Bible, but God will reveal his way in a manner that is appropriate to him. Once it's done that, the issue here is about whether he or she, this person in the jungle, is willing to and has the passion and the heart to find and listen and obey God. That is the issue. The issue is not about not having heard of God.